Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren and sisters to dwell together in unity. It is like the precious ointment upon the head that ran down the beard, even Aaron's beard that went down the skirts of his garment, as the dew of Hermon, and as the dew that descended upon the mountains of Zion. It was there where the Lord commanded his blessings and life evermore.
Thank you for tuning into the Gospel of Poets, powered by the Music and More Foundation on kprt 1590 AM in Kansas City, Missouri. During the talk show for poets, keep in mind the words expressed are strictly the opinions, views, experiences, feelings, or thoughts of the poet expressing them. They're not meant derogatively towards any persons or parties, and they are not those of the Music and More Foundation, KPRT, or affiliates. I am Desiree Rogers. Ladies and gentlemen, your host, Sheri Purpose Hall.
I believe in fairy tales. I believe in the stories from the books. I am a believer. I have a stargazing mind and am willfully blinded by the sun's brightness, staring directly into him, yes. My imagination could be considered by those of your persuasion to be overactive. And I know it strikes a nerve when I say with a surety that I am saved in an active present tense with no apparent immediate danger preceding my words. But there is a story, a testimony. And I understand that this is an asinine concept, that seemingly intelligent people would believe such things, but I make no apologies for what I believe. Only know that I believe because once upon a time, long ago and far away, there was a land, and the King El Shaddai, with his master plan, sent forth a son. This boy was so special that there were foretellings of him centuries upon centuries before his birth. They said that he will be called Emmanuel, God with us, Prince of Peace. But instead of riding in on a big steed, he was born of a poor virgin. Given to humble beginnings, carpenter by trade, craftsman by divine, been round since the beginning of time. And just like there is this special one, there is also one that was not so special. Took to himself many forms, calling himself a light bearer, but the light comprehends him not. He has been deceiving the people ever since the original land when they could walk with the king in the cool of the day. He desires the king's place in this. Desire was his fall from grace. He gains his power from the worship of him. So he tempted the people to do the things that are like him, yet they did not recognize that he did not love them, and that he has come to tempt and be against him, so much against them that his very name meant adversary. And it was this evil one's objective to steal us away from the King El Shaddai. But there was still this special boy. Grew into a man that would live a perfect life, then lay it down for his friends. And this sacrifice would be an everlasting covenant, adopting us into his father's sonship, that we would also be invited to his mansion to stay. They say he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, and that the walls of his home are filled with gems of beryl. And all we have to do is take part in this covenant, believe and confess, allow him to live in us and let him do the rest. Participate in his goodness that we may look like him, allowing him to be our intercessor, that his blood may cover our sins, and he will come back, riding on the clouds, the shining sun, to take the world back from the evil one, and we will go to the place that he has made for us in his Father's house and live happily ever after. So, if you consider my God, the one I believe in, a figment of imagination, a work of fairy dust in a children's story, I will not have a trivial argument with you to try and persuade you. Otherwise, I don't have time for such dalliances. I'll simply admit that yes, I believe. I believe in fairy tales that one day the king will come back to get me and sweep me up at the trumpet blow, dead or alive. My soul, my very soul, will be caught up in the sky, and I will live in his palace with the rest of his people, walking the streets of gold, happily ever after. Fairy tales. And this
That's right.
is the gospel of poets. Woo!
Yeah. Put your hands together.
We are in the building, and believe it or not, so I sat in my car and finished that poem because I got fed up with it. Have you ever, and I know people out there, I don't know if you're a writer, Miss BOSEDE. Might I mention, we do have Miss BOSEDE Ayerorum. Is that how you pronounce it?
Warren.
Warren.
Yes.
You see how brave I was to try that?
Yes, you did.
I tried that.
Yes, and you were very close. I'm so proud of you.
Warren.
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 Yes.
I'm going to have to... Warren.
So the I is pronounced E.
Warren. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because in other dialects,
Yes,
the I
yes.
is pronounced E. That makes total sense at this time.
Yeah.
So, are you a writer as well? Do you do a little jotting every now and again?
I can't say I do a lot of that.
So, I'm
But I
going to say,
appreciate it very much.
my people in listening land are going to understand.
You had me.
Even though, you may even, you're in your designing. Have you ever been designing?
Mm-hmm.
And get to a place where it's not complete, but you just, and you have to put it down
Yeah.
for a little while.
And come back.
Come back.
Mm-hmm.
So this poem has been marinating for about 5 months.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just been sitting there. I'm like, I got in my car and I sat there. I'm like, okay, it's 5:19. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to finish
It's beautiful.
this poem because the desire and the inspiration struck like it is time for completion.
Yeah.
And it was ready.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. But it's it's something that it's something been sitting there and like, oh, it's ready now.
Yeah.
It's ready to be
You
completed.
feel it. You know.
And that was I was like, wow, I could finish it now. And
Nice work.
so a little background on that. I do have some friends who believe that the Bible is one big fairy tale.
Really.
Just, the first mention of religion, and they're like, well, the first problem you have
Mm-hmm.
is you're running around here expecting fairy tales to be real life.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say that I was necessarily offended by this assertion, but intrigued. And not even in the willingness to argue or anything like that. It's just, you want to call it a fairy, fine. I do believe. I believe in fairy tales. I was raised up on Disney, Cinderella, and God. And if God's got to be a fairy tale, dag nabbit, I'm going to believe it. And we going to run on, we going to see what the end going to be. Because in the end, it says we win.
Yes.
And I believe in love winning.
Yes. I do too.
So that is just, it definitely has a backstory, and I'm glad that it was able to,
Come together.
that's the sound of coming together.
Yeah. I like that. I'm gonna borrow that.
Girl, go ahead. It ain't copywritten yet.
Thank you.
You must bring your hands together, saints. You must bring the hands together. Bring it around, forming a circle, and then the tips will come together, touching ever so slightly.
Towards you.
Just, yes. So,
Yes.
we're going to have a good time today.
I can feel it.
I can feel it in my bones. So,
Mm-hmm.
Miss BOSEDE, beautiful BOSEDE. As you can remember, last time she was on here, she was wearing this just bad, I described it to y'all. Y'all know. She was wearing this head wrap and these earrings, and this makeup was just laid. Okay, today she's underneath this cap, and the cap is cute. And she has this pink lipstick coming like, do it with me.
You and these sound effects. I can't get that one.
It's the lipstick. I got it. because I ain't got none on.
Okay, thank you.
You know what I'm saying? I came in, with the ragamuffin mode, but there you go. So, and this cute sweatshirt with this lace at the top, and these little leggings, and these bright pink tennis shoes. Even on her dress down day. See, that's what happens when you a designer. That's what happens when you a boss with some fabric. You on your dress down day. I'm in my hoodie and leggings and boots. She in here. I'm dressed down.
I am though. I am dressed
I
down.
can tell it's your dress down. Your dress down looks better than some people's dressed up. I'm tired of it.
Aw, I appreciate that.
But she's absolutely gorgeous. A gorgeous soul, a gorgeous woman.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
BOSEDE, once
Thank
again.
you. Thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
So, I know we have some new listeners out there. I hope we have new listeners out there.
Of course we do.
If not, you need to grab them and bring them on in the living room. Bring them on. Bring them on. Okay. So, explain to us about EARKANDIE. Might I let you know I love this explanation.
So, EARKANDIE is paparazzi and celebrity-inspired jewelry.
Yes.
100% handmade, customized jewelry. So there is not really a piece that you will see made by EARKANDIE that is, assembled in the store, bought and sold to you, the consumer. So I use my little bitty two hands and I create the design and put them together myself.
Wow.
A lot of the pieces that come from EARKANDIE are customary and customized to what my consumers and customers are looking for. And as the customer base is growing, as you can imagine, over close to 3 years now, we have expanded to where my repeat customers, I now know what they like. So if it's the body chains, I can make those fairly quick. If it's the shoulder harnesses or the headpieces, I can make those fairly quick now. As before, it would take me a little while to assemble them and get them together and have them ready for pickup or delivery. But the key to the EARKANDIE brand is it is customized and they are 100% handmade.
Wow. And that's beautiful. So take us through, because you are an artist. You're an artist. What is your process? And to explain to the listeners, because I have been fortunate enough to have the opportunity to be able to create two works and put them in galleries now. So one will be going into galleries in St. Louis in October.
Oh, wow.
And the other will be here at the Jewish Community Center in December, and then we'll travel around the city.
Doesn't that make you so proud?
It is, and the thing is, it's my actual two first. One is going to be mixed media, and one's going to be multimedia, because I'm actually going to do a recording of the poems that inspired the artwork. It'll be my first time, actually even presenting something.
Yeah.
And to have it in the gallery would be wow,
Oh, yeah. That's amazing.
And crafting, because I'm a crafter.
Yeah.
I'm actually a crafter. I am an artist, but, I'm putting my craft to the art. So artists work more on the inspiration.
Yeah.
The thought behind it.
Right.
A crafter is more about the process. We're going to go through this process and we're going to see what the end's going to be. We're going to see what beauty we can make. We don't necessarily always have a direction for it as a crafter. But as an artist, there is definitely normally a concept. And I'm fusing these two together.
That's awesome.
So what is your process like? Because what you do, especially making handmade jewelry, this is an artisan craft. You're a crafter, but what you come out with is these beautiful works of art that are inspired by red carpet designs, and not necessarily anything that you have seen on the red carpet, but what your mind's eye would see on the red carpet. So you can say that you are a pioneer of red carpet jewelry. You're not replicating what was already there.
Right. Which is the great thing. So the process, starts with a vision.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love the most about what I do is, and I'm going to say this forever, is I have no rules.
That's beautiful.
I have no rules. So who says you cannot wear a shoulder harness and pull a certain piece of jewelry through your arm and over your shoulder and fasten it and walk around with the tank top and be the best thing looking, you know, in a room full of ladies that
Probably just have on a necklace.
have on a necklace and you stand out. So when I decide, for instance, the 3rd annual extravaganza,
Mm-hmm.
I have not been to the lab for that show yet on purpose, because when I finally go to the lab for that show, I have an idea of what's going to be on the runway.
Mm-hmm.
But when I go to the lab, I'm going to have an idea of, okay, these are the headpieces and these are what they're going to look like. So the visualization is already there.
Wow.
Okay. Then I have to come out with the color scheme. All right. What is relevant spring of 2015?
Wow.
So I don't want to give all my secrets away.
But you have to think
But
ahead
there
for
are
that.
places that you can go as a designer to
Mhm.
find out what spring 2015 colors are going to be.
I've always wondered that.
And you can find that. And so I will incorporate some of those colors. And then really at the end of the day, when I begin the process of putting those pieces together, it's simply going to be, okay, it's time to hit the lab. And it could be about, I would say, 20 to 40 hours
Mm-hmm.
of knocking out up to 60 pieces
Wow.
of incredible pieces that, once again, people haven't seen, once again are going to be out of the box, once again are going to be body chains and jewelry and headpieces
Wow.
and shoulder harnesses. And this time around, we're going to try the barefoot sandals and maybe some ear cuffs, just to kind of see, you know, how my existing customers are going to feel about that. Because I've been asked, what about the ear cuffs and what about the barefoot sandals? Because brides are asking me.
Favorite things.
Yes, brides are asking.
I'm a person
Mhm.
who at this time I cannot wear high heels. Now you must
Mm.
understand, from the time I was like 13, till let's say that I was at least 29, high heels were my thing.
Wow.
They were, yes.
Mm.
And as I've broken my pelvis before, and as the injury healed, but now we have all the side effects that happen afterwards.
Yeah.
And as these side effects progress, I have not been able to comfortably really wear high heels.
Mhm.
And even with high heels, I still wore barefoot sandals. So I had this piece of jewelry coming out this, you
Come
know.
out of your shoe.
But now, especially since I'm really wanting to renew my vows
Mhm.
next year, it's going to be 7 years of marriage
Awesome.
completion, you know.
Awesome.
I know I'm not wearing high heels, which saddens me a little bit. But at the same time, I'm a barefoot sandal girl. I make my own a lot of times, but it would be beautiful to be able to buy it
Mm-hmm.
from someone I know.
Right.
Because I've seen websites with them and I'm like,
I was going to say, you can get those already made.
yeah, you can.
You know, they're out there.
But I
But you
do
can
not
also
want the
get them
mass-produced
customized. Yeah.
structure.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I make my own normally. But it's beautiful to know that there's someone here
Mm-hmm.
who's going to make those and make them with an artistic eye.
Yeah.
Not just something to go on the foot, but an artistic eye with thought and clarity
Mhm.
and process.
Some with maybe shells. Some
Oh.
with maybe beads.
Oh,
Some with maybe strings. Some with maybe chains.
we don't have to
And
talk.
that's when I say I don't have rules. If it's gonna latch, I'm gonna create something from it.
Wow.
If it latches and it's gonna stay where I want it to stay, I'm gonna figure something out to do with it.
Wow.
So I'm really,
beautiful.
really excited about where this is going.
So in your fashion show, your jewelry is the prominent piece.
Yes.
What else are the models wearing?
This year, and we just had our team meeting this morning at one of our major sponsors venue, the Music and More Foundation.
Woo! 3132 Truths, Terrence L. Williams, Music and More Foundation. This show is powered by the Music and More Foundation's Terrence L. Williams. Okay, shameless plug.
Our destination of choice for all ear candy rehearsals and meetings. Thank you very much. So we were there this morning and we had an extensive meeting. Team Ear Candy, if you're out there, I just love you all so very much for everything that you do. It was almost 2 hours. And we talked about the wardrobe. So it's funny that you ask, but I want when they hit the runway for obviously the jewelry to be the main attraction, but I also want the models to come out correct, to come out representing the brand, to come out as fierce as they are.
Right.
So this year we're having a cat suit segment and all black so that they can show off the jewelry. You know, not in anything that's not stylish and trendy by any means of
that
the word.
is the first thing that I would think with if we are showing off jewelry. I'm like, wow, are all the models always gonna wear all black? And I'm like, well, no, because that's not the way that the artistic mind works.
No, and there is a segment by the Gown Gallery. And I am making an evening wear ear candy collection so that folks out there can see that ear candy caters also to, evening wear. So I will make some pieces to complement those gowns that my models will be wearing for the Gown Gallery. And then we will be unveiling logo wear by Ear Candy. And so some jewelry to complement clothing like that. So, it just depends on the type of jewelry that I'm showcasing, dictates what the models will be wearing, if that makes sense.
So, have you ever done a bridal show? They have the trunk shows and they normally start in February.
Yeah.
So, what do those pieces look like?
I have not participated fully yet in a bridal show. We will look into one bridal show in 2015. And those pieces are the high-end pieces because they have the crystals and the beads that are, very expensive. And I need to be careful with keeping those on the shelf because if I don't move those could set us back, and that's not what I want with product.
Right.
So, I need to be careful with where I go with the products, but I'm definitely looking into being a part of a bridal show in 2015.
That just sounds beautiful. That
Thank
sounds
you.
beautiful. And just, we have this conversation just to let the listeners know that it's not just jewelry. It is art. And if you put it on your body, it's art in motion.
Amen.
It is very much art in
Yes.
motion. When a person sits down, and she said that she's going to, the actual getting to making the pieces is going to be 20 to 22 hours, making 60 pieces of jewelry.
Up to 40 hours.
Up to 40 hours. However, before this time, concept has been laid, vision has been laid, the vision has been written down according to biblical principle. Go ahead and check out Habakkuk 2:2, you know what I'm saying? Write it down on the tablets and make it plain. So she's had the vision, written the vision, put together the concepts, went and sought out material that is not anything to snoot at, because as you can hear, especially for her evening wear and the wedding collection, those are going to be higher end materials. So she is strategically set out to make higher end materials and materials that are not cheap, but for
Affordable.
more regular and everyday use. So all of these materials, once put together and handcrafted, are going to last for a long time. And this is what you want out of your jewelry.
Yeah.
When you get ready to put your money towards especially a Black-owned business, you want to know and have the assurity and security that you're buying a quality product. And I am a champion for Black business. I am a champion for Black business. However, I am a champion for quality, good Black business. I will let you know. No, I'm a champion for Black business, but not yours. I'm going to need you to get it together. I'm going to need you to get your life. You know, I'm going to need you to understand that you put down that your store opens at 8 and it's 10 o'clock right now and, the door is locked. You know.
Yeah.
And I understand emergencies, and there's a lot of things that go on in small business without getting into a deep conversation about that, but understand this is a quality business. And there's a lot of thought that goes into it, and she has this annual show. So tell us about this 3rd annual Ear Candy Extravaganza. It just sounds, you know, you have your Ear Candy Paparazzi. It doesn't sound right without calling it Extravaganza.
It's an extravaganza.
It's Extravaganza.
Yes, yes. I love those words that have such meaning.
It is. It's big. It's a promenade. They're getting ready to walk out and strut out in this art.
Yes.
So it is an art exhibition. Really, literally, it's an art exhibition.
It's our 3rd annual, as we have every November. This year it will be on November the 15th, 2014.
Oh wow.
We have secured the Madrid Theater. That is on 38th and Main, 3810 Main Street. So this year is going to be incredible. I promise you will not be disappointed once you make that decision to be in the building. We've made it really easy this year to find information and to purchase your tickets and to decide on whether or not you want to do general admission or VIP. So you just simply go to the website. It's www.EARKANDIE.com.
So let me repeat that again as I am typing this into social media. November 15th, the Ear Candy 3rd annual show with BOSEDE featuring these lovely designs that we've been speaking about. www.EARKANDIE.com. Purchase tickets, support this business. And it's coming across your Facebook right now. Hold up.
Thank you, Sherry, so much.
We made up a sound for the enter button. Hold up. Bing! Okay, it's posted.
She's crazy.
And I was just going to tell everybody.
Don't be admitting that on air.
Okay,
Terrence.
sorry.
I was just
she's
going to
not
tell all
crazy.
our listeners out there that once you get to the website, and you're playing around on the annual extravaganza page, notice that there are places for you to go straight to the Facebook event page so that you
Wow.
can RSVP. You can go straight to our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Pinterest pages.
Wow.
So there are links on that page to go to every social site that we have, and you will be linked with Ear Candy so you can follow right from the website. There should be no information on there that you won't be able to find. So again, go to the website, find the annual extravaganza tab, and on there you can RSVP by just clicking the photo. The flyer is going to take you right to the Facebook event page, and you can register there. You can buy your tickets there. Like the Facebook page, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, follow the YouTube channel, Twitter, and Pinterest. We're everywhere.
Absolutely. It is all connected in together, done professionally and beautifully.
Have you been to the website?
Let's go now.
Oh.
I didn't know about. No, I have been to the website before.
Yeah.
I have. A long time
Since
ago.
I updated it.
So let's look. Let's look.
It's new. You're absolutely gonna love it.
Here it comes. Oh, white backdrop.
That is our jingle.
So, www.earkandie.com with her own jingle, and I'm loving the arm cuffs. I'm just saying. The arm cuffs,
Yes. Yes.
banging. Kids
you.
candy. Oh, she looks sweet. Well, I mean, don't feel jealous or anything that I'm looking at something that you can't look at. Go to the website, you know, www.earkandie.com. EARKANDIE. Now, at this time, what we're going to do is have a brief intermission. So before we go there, I'm going to give you a few announcements. That's all right. Radio show shout outs.
Right.
Faith
Alright.
Apostolic Temple, governed by Suffragan Bishop Wardell Watkins, located at 408 North 7th Street, Kansas City, Kansas. Shouting out Temple of Truth, whoop whoop, Baptist Church. Pastor Gary Watts, Associate Pastor Lisa Henderson, and it is at 1520 Linwood. The Historic Centennial UMC with Reverend Gilmore, and we are on Facebook.com at /TGOPKC. That is the Gospel of Poets KC, TGOPKC. Upcoming events, September 26th. Say September 26th.
September 26th.
September 26th.
September 26th.
What? Boy, that is the jam. September 26th is going to be at the Nelson Atkins Art Museum, Women of Poetry, honoring the Honorable Dr. Maya Angelou. And as I have said before, I'll say it again, the family approves
That's right.
of this event.
That
It's
is
something
awesome.
when you are walking in the authority of approval. So this event is going to start at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Nelson Atkins Art Museum, and it's free. Free
That's right.
99, y'all.
Free.
But parking's $8. So gather up like a clown car. You know what I'm saying? Get all of y'all in there.
That's right.
Everybody pitch in $1 or 50 cents, however you ever, pack them in. And then get down here, get in the covered, protected, safe, secure parking where you don't have to worry about people lurking around.
That's right.
Get into the free event, hear some awesome word, and have a good time.
That's right.
So the next event after that, September 28th, the Royal Tea, which I may need to get with you for jewelry for that.
Okay.
We dress up for a Royal Tea. Tickets are $40, and you know what? This is a women's conference. So women come out, we put on our best. We come out, we get uplifted, encouraged, we eat a little, we dance around, we have a good time. See my website, www.spokenpurpose.com, for more details on that. Also, His Will is coming back. We've been on a hiatus. Everything's good now. At the Negro League Baseball Museum, we will be there October 3rd, 7 o'clock p.m., featuring His Will poets. Now, the deal on September 26th, there's this chick I know hosting it. She bad, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
She bad.
Oh, yeah.
She a cold piece.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That was shameless, wasn't it? I'm not prideful. No, I'm humble. I'll be your she bad. I'll be your humble host. This old caramel complected girl. I'll be your humble host.
I did. I heard something really good about her.
I did too.
You did.
I
Yeah,
did.
yeah, yeah.
That's wonderful. I like it when people encourage and congratulate other people. What they say about me?
You get poetry wasted.
And that
Ow!
you bad. And that you
Poetry wasted! And I will be hosting it September 26th. Along with being a bold poet, I am also a His Will poet, and all of us will be featuring on October 3rd. So, I encourage you to be at these events. You need more information on them. By all means, www.spokenpurpose.com. And we cannot forget the 3rd annual Ear Candy Paparazzi Fashion Extravaganza, November 15th.
Yes.
And the next Gospel of Poets show is October 11th. And when you see this show, when you hear that show, just like you hear now, when you come for that one, bring your popcorn, bring your fuzzy footies, because we can't see you no way. You know what I'm saying? You can curl up your hair and all that good stuff. You get real comfortable. Get real comfortable, sit on your couch, and wait to come on in the living room that day. I promise you, you will not regret it. And I will see you after this.
Thank you for tuning into the Gospel of Poets, powered by the Music and More Foundation on KPRT 1590 AM in Kansas City, Missouri.
I invited the bow tie guy on October 11th.
Oh, my bow tie.
During the talk show for poets, keep in mind, the words expressed are strictly the opinions, views, experiences, feelings, or thoughts of the poet expressing them.
Next time I tell you to repeat something, Dak Nabbit, you repeat it. I was filming that for YouTube on my camera. Anyway, I got Maurice Copeland on the line. I don't want to hear all that.
Oh, he instructed me to do it.
I told her to do it.
He told me to do it. You know, I'm out of line.
Who's on the line?
Like somebody needs to repeat.
Maurice Copeland. I'm trying to. I got my camera running so I can do it.
He knows I'm unruly.
Give you some pub. That's all right. I'm gonna go give me a switch so I can go to jail too. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, let's do it. Well, let's do it.
Stand by. Let's go.
Maurice Copeland.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gospel of Poets with me, your host, and your host for September 26th.
That's right.
Unashamedly. Shameless plug. Okay, so we're back, and we have Brother Maurice on the line.
Hello, Sherry.
Elder Maurice, I love you.
I love you.
What's up, brother?
Hey, Terrence, let me tell you something. Let me say something real quick.
Go ahead.
I do believe in fairy tales, Sherry.
Oh!
Why do you do that to me?
I believe in fairy tales too. I just thought it would soothe you to tell you a familiar story.
Oh, you kicking it, baby. I told you. You are the Maya Angelou, the Nikki Giovanni of Kansas City, my dear.
Oh, my heart.
Oh, yeah. And Terrence, look here, man. You know what it's about. Keep on kicking it. I love it. I'm glad to hear it. Your show today, the lady with ear candy, sounds so beautiful. And tell her to make a piece for these guys that are wearing them doggone earrings in their ear.
Woo!
All right, so y'all keep it up here.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Love you, baby.
Love you too.
All right.
Now, in case y'all don't know, I call him an elder because he has so much. You see, I don't be having my phone. I'm unruly, just not on silent. Okay. So that is the Elder Maurice Copeland, and he is an awesome jewel to this community. He stands up for our rights in ways that people may not be informed about. And we're talking about pollution and things going around in the Bannister Federal Complex, and people all of a sudden get sick. Hey, when a whole area of folks all of a sudden get sick, it may not be so sudden. This brother is fighting for us, and he's on the front lines, and he's not afraid. Not afraid at all. And like Brother Maurice said, told my lady, BOSEDE, to make some for the men. She does cater to ladies, gentlemen, and children. So she got something for them.
And they will be on the runway
Oh!
at the 3rd annual extravaganza.
I have to look, because I didn't see any men yet, because I didn't get to that part. I was trying to turn the music down on it because we were still on air. But, when I get home, it's that time. So I'm going to be able to explore fully that website, and thank you again for it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But that brother Maurice Copeland, you know, he's very important. So for him to compliment, you know, that really means a lot. I don't take that lightly, and I thank you so much for taking your time to listen and also call in. So, this is the Gospel of Poets. May want to do some poetry.
Might as well.
Might as well. We're here. I am just a poet. And this is just a poem. These words I get from Christ, they're just alone. See, I'm not special, I just hear. And when I heard, I listened, these words sparkle and glisten in my mind like the water when I went fishing, like the money when it was my mission, like the alcohol I drank that lowered my inhibitions, like back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but since I'm saved, the past has become irrelevant, except for the telling of it, because I move forward in Christ. See, He has a word for you too, should you choose to accept your calling. This word, it don't rock Stacey Adams, Marlberries, or Jordans, it's barefoot, it ain't got platinum, just two pieces of wood laid perpendicular. This word is not Microsoft, it has not been updated to the newest version of Windows, and it only carries the validity of thousands of years. This word is not from the intellect, it is read. This wisdom and understanding did not come from without, it was a prayer. I did not come here perfect, nor am I now. I am just a poet. And this is just a poem. These words I get from Christ, they're just on loan. This word is not meant for the perpetually punctual, dignified, nor the tight-lipped. No, not these words, because you will not identify. This word ain't for the perfect. It has no use to you. This word has murderers, thieves, liars, drunkards, pagan worshipers, promiscuous people, certainly not the perfect sort. All in this word have sinned except for Jesus. I mean, would you get up on a cross and die like that? And if you did, would it carry any significance? Maybe to bring your darkness to light from self-reflection and revelation of non-perfection. Maybe this word is for you. This word is not for those who think themselves higher than they ought. It's for the buck wild trying to get out of those who previously carried that lifestyle. This word is for those who are currently seeking God. For those who are not currently seeking God and don't know it, but soon will be, you are deserving of this peace. This word is for those who can use a dictionary, a crowbar, a thesaurus, a Kelly Blue Book, a condom, a scale. This word is for those who know how to fix bodies, fix drugs, went to school, dropped out of school, ear hustle for some knowledge, still in schools, broke, wealthy, well-to-do, single, married, single parent, virgin, Jezebel. This word transcends intelligence, social stratification, economic structure, race, color, tongue, gender, sexual morality. This word is the truth and is pure. Is love and must be shared. Is a light unto my feet and a lamp unto my path. Is given that I should not starve, because man cannot live by bread alone. Therefore, this word is food for not only the thought but also the spirit. It must be masticulated and digested. Quenches my thirst, is my sword. Started this because in the beginning was the word. And the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word was made to flesh, full of grace and truth. Therefore, the Word is we. We must understand this Word, but I am just a sinner. Just a human, just a lover, just a mother, just a sister, just a leader, just a minister, I am just a poet. And this is just a poem. Don't rush through the words. Listen carefully. Read carefully, retain, and sow. The word of God ain't based on what you heard. It's what you know. This word. So, we have a caller now. Hey, Karina.
I gotta see some of that jewelry now. Do you have pictures posted up on your Facebook?
Yes, I do.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one, the only, infamous creator of wellness, word works, and poetry for personal power, and mental health advocate, and Special Olympics. Did you do judo, lady?
I did judo, but not Special Olympics. That's
I mean, not the special. I'm sorry, not the Special Olympics. I meant to say specially Olympic.
7,000 people in the history of the United States who never competed on the U.S. Olympic team. So statistically, we're much more rare than, say, professional football players, where I think there's 7,000 current athletes each year.
Wow. She does judo, she does poetry, she does advocacy, she does words and words. She does putting people on the hot seat to tell them, get out here and get what God has for you with these organizations. Learn how to fill out a grant. She teaches, she farms, she does urban farming. What don't you do?
I am a good house cleaner.
So your husband's the compliment?
There are pictures everywhere. You can go to the Instagram page. What you will find are not so many product actual photos, but you will see pieces on models, which are closer to what they will look like on, and that's what I like to show most of. So you can go to the Facebook page, and the website is going to show you a lot of those as well. If you want to email me for certain designs that maybe you're interested in, you're welcome to do that. All of that information is on the website. Did you get that address earlier? Okay, awesome.
And she's on my Facebook. I put it out there. So, Miss Karina, I'm not going to keep you too long, y'all. I'm going to need y'all to lift up prayers for Miss Karina, because she has had some various injuries, but right now she has the flu. So she wasn't able to be in the studio with us, which I still look forward to having you in the studio with us, because her energy is amazing. Let me paint a picture for the people out there. She can go on, say 2-3 minutes with some deeply profound words, and then just stand there.
Yeah.
Will not move.
That's right.
Stare straight into the audience as if staring straight through your soul. She gonna let that all sink in, then not say a word and walk off the stage. I have always been amazed. I was like, I want to get boss like that. That is Karina West.
Nice.
Tell me about Poetry for Personal Power.
Well, we just received a fellowship for the a provisional acceptance to the UMKC E-Scholars program, and that an entrepreneurial scholars is to get access to 100 free mentors and some hours and hours of business consulting and business development advice. So we've applied for that 2 years in a row and got rejected 2 years in a row, and argued with them 2 years in a row, and they finally said, oh, we think you're making progress in your business. We want to see if you can prove it by October 22nd. So that's what we're working on now.
Wow.
And I'm basically doing it by networking connections. For instance, I'm also in a fellowship program with the Kansas Health Foundation to reduce smoking among people with mental health labels. And I dug up some data that said, you know, you guys, it ain't the smoking that's killing us, it's the psych meds. The psych meds carry 4 times the cardiac risk that smoking does.
Wow.
Combine an antipsychotic and an antidepressant, it causes an 8-fold relative risk factor of sudden cardiac incident, whereas smoking only causes a 2-fold relative risk factor of cardiac incident. And so I showed them this data, and I said, you know, maybe we ought to focus on a broader problem. Maybe you ought to focus on the 25 years of life expectancy difference that mental health labels have, you know. Because this study came out in 2007, published by the National Association of State Mental Health Program Directors. It's really solid data that shows that people with mental health labels have a 25-year lower life expectancy. And most of that is not due to the emotional distress. It's due to cardiac disease, 60% cardiac, and about 25% is preventable infectious diseases. Because those of us, when we go to the hospital, they won't treat us for physical illness. And I've had it happen where I was brought in an ambulance for a car wreck, and they said, oh, you were at KU Med Center 10 years ago for depression. Are you still depressed? And I said, dude, I was brought in an ambulance with a car wreck. This has nothing to do with my mental health. And so the physical health care for people with mental health labels is a lot lower. And
Wow.
that takes about 25% of that life expectancy discrepancy.
And the thing is that I see here also as a parallel, not only just people with mental health labels, but a lot of times our United States veterans come back and also receive a mental health label. And I don't think it is by mistake or by circumstance that, we have a lot of our vets also being disserviced within the healthcare system.
Yeah, and the best analogy I've heard about that is, of course, when you have seen war and death and destruction and poverty, of course you're going to come back with your head a little bit weirded out. To put the question the other way around, if you saw all that stuff go on and you came back in a normal frame of mind, what kind of person are you?
And that's something to stew on. And do you see, ladies and gentlemen, not even to make light of the situation, do you see how she just made that point? Right now, I bet you she is staring deep off somewhere and ready to walk off of a stage if she didn't have the flu. She'll just leave you with something poignant, and you will be left just like, it is a moment of silence.
Leadership assessment with the Kansas Leadership Center. That's a really good program to go through for those of y'all. And I'm starting to look for poets through Poetry for Personal Power to help them bring heart as well as head into their teaching methods.
Wow.
But I went through their program and they had us rate our leadership. And raising uncomfortable issues was like my number one talent according to people who assessed me.
And that's a beautiful talent. That is a worthy talent because everyone is not able to do it. And those who do haphazardly try to do it, they're not doing it with the eloquence that you do it with. So my hat's off to you. I really look up to you because she really has a grind for this. So for people out there, she does offer, and it'll probably be when she's better, helping people write grants. Helping people set up their own websites, and all of this.
This is something I'm actually putting into my business development plan. Is that basically all organizations out there that provide community support are providing health care already, like the Black Cobras, the marching bands, like churches, like for instance down the street a mile from my house, Community Boxing. They have. They keep 30 kids off the street each night and give them a dream to hope for. And so all of those things are healthcare already. So just teaching them how to document their outcomes, that they are doing healthcare and connecting them to healthcare funders, that's part of our business development plan because that's a franchisable, sort of replicable approach.
Absolutely.
So I want to, before I run out of time here, it sounds like we're transitioning to the next thing. I want to give a shout out to Kansas City Trace Diaz. So all those folks who are Christians, there's a 3-day retreat coming up, and it is October 23rd to 26th for women. It's the weekend before Halloween for women, and then 2 weeks before that for men. So they do men and women separate. So there's a men weekend 2 weeks before Halloween and a women's weekend. And so it's 3 days where people share the love of Christ and teach you more about how to go deeper and deeper into your faith and to trust the Lord. And there's people who have been through it before will sponsor you into the program and then support you through the process. And then afterwards, there's meeting groups. So this is a community that you develop, an alternate faith community to your home faith community.
Absolutely. And since the first time you told me about it, I still want to go. But yeah, the times never jive with my schedule. So one time I'm just going to have to put everything off and get you to sponsor me. And I'm going to have to make it there because it's one thing to live as a Christian. It's entirely another thing to really come in, dig in, tarry, and be a part of the body of Christ and have everything else set aside, phones, computers, and everything, and really devote that time with another group of people to having that experience. But thank you so much, Karina, for calling in. Again, we will have to have you on the show because, as you can hear, she is a wellspring of information, always. It's locked up right in the top of her brain, and you just have to sometimes sit, listen, and soak it all in. So we will definitely have her back. I want to also thank Miss BOSEDE, E.A. Warren.
Thank you.
Yes!
Yeah. That's how you say it. E.A. Warren.
I want to thank Miss BOSEDE for coming. I'm thanking Miss Karina for calling in. I'm also thanking Mr. Elder Maurice Copeland for calling in. I'm going to thank my engineer, Stacy.
Yeah.
Woo! Stacy Rhymes behind there.
Shout out to Desiree Rogers.
Shout out to Desiree off on her journeys. Pray for her safe travels. Mm-hmm. And you know what? This has been the Gospel of Poets, powered by the Music and More Foundation. Go to musicandmore.org.com. I said that backwards. .com, Facebook /TGOPKC. Also, remember, show up September 26th for the Women of Poetry at the Nelson Atkins Art Museum at 6:00 p.m., hosted by moi.
Right.
And my website for any other information, www.spokenpurpose.com. Anything else, T.L. Williams?
I believe that's it.
I believe that's it too. And KPRT, you got your living room back. Bam.
26 million Americans have kids.
Nice.
I was one of them.
Oh, thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
That was. That guy was, he made my day.
He is so great. And you know what?
So I'm filming. I'm trying to get to the repeat so I wouldn't screw up the sound on this. So I'm over here trying to get everything so I can slap some of them on YouTube later on. Everybody looking at me like they don't read English. Repeat what? Repeat every damn thing. Repeat what? Repeat everything.
You want me to repeat it though?
I want you to do it. You the host.
Is it gonna make it to YouTube though? No.
Oh, he gonna make it. He gonna make it.
Yeah, give it an eye like, nah, I ain't gonna do it.
I gotta get that eye twitch on.
Oh, do it for the vine.
Why would I film it if I wasn't gonna put it on?